Good morning, friends and family. I am Sergeant OCD, the infamous bushwhacker. So today, I'm just a guy trying to show you how easy skills are, or hard skills are, that you can learn off of YouTube. And these are mainly survival skills, bushcrafting a little bit. I still need to get more into that, and foraging. So today is going to be about tools, but I want to read from Daniel first. We're going to go to page 8, or page 8. So if you need to know where I am, where Daniel is, it's on page 1028 of your Bible. Everybody's Bible is different. So Daniel is after Ezekiel. I'm going to read from the book of Daniel, starting at chapter 12, verse 6. I'm going to end at 9. One of them said to the man clothed in linen, who was above the waters of the river, how long will it be before these astonishing things are fulfilled? The man clothed in linen, who was above the water of the river, lifted his right hand and his left hand towards heaven, and he heard him swear by him who lives forever, saying, it will be for a time, times, and half a time, when the power of the holy people have been finally broken. All of these things will be completed. I heard but did not understand, so I asked, my Lord, what will the outcome of this be? He replied, go your way, Daniel, because the words are closed up and sealed until the time of the end. So that explanation is sealed up till the time of the end. So we won't ever see that. But here's the thing. As it starts out, the man clothed in linen. So who is that? Some believe it's Jesus. Okay, I'm just reading you how it reads in my interpretation. I'm not a preacher, I'm not a pastor, but it's just my opinion, and from a lot of the studies that the Bible studies I've had with people. So the man clothed in linen, left hand, right hand towards heaven. He's Jesus. Okay, so those who live forever. So when you become a child of God, when God saves you, you are written in the Lamb's Book of Life, and you are a child of God forever. Now there's some controversy about that. If you walk away from Christ, can you lose your salvation? When the power of the holy people has been finally broken, all of these things will be completed. Power of the power of the holy people, us, has been finally broken. Okay, I'm not going to go into that. I heard but did not understand, so I asked my Lord, what will all this outcome be? And then we go into the seals. So time and half a time is 3.5 years, and they're talking about the tribulation. But I'm not going to get into this. I just want you to understand not when the tribulation is going to be, but it's going to happen. And there's a lot of signs happening right now. But the one thing you want to look for is you want to look for the army of the north taking over Jerusalem. And the army of the north is Russia. So they're not doing so well right now. So we'll see. So today is about cutting. So the first thing I want to show you is my drum set that I set up. Okay, I'm just kidding. So today is about cutting. Now, there's a few different knives on here. Oh, I didn't take this guy out. This is my new one. I've heard so much about Mora knives, so I bought one, $20 off of Amazon. I'm gonna try it out. It's very sharp right now, and a couple weeks ago I was trying to cut a rope and I don't even have the knife out here. There's one I used to wear on my side. I'm just switching over. I'm not trying now. I'm just switching over. And I couldn't cut a rope. So it got me thinking, you should probably go through some of your kits, and all of my kits, and see if they're sharp. Well, I've been working on these all morning, so they are pretty sharp. This one could use some more. So this one is brand new. The thing about this one is cool. So I can push that little button, and it's a convertible saw. So that's pretty cool. I've been wanting one of those for a while. I didn't realize it'd be this big, but after I got it and it's that big, I'm like, okay, I like it. And it came with a parasite. So the other thing, so getting back to these, I use this kit. I bought it at Walmart. It's got oil. It's got this handy dandy knife holder. And you basically put the blade in there, and then you hook up these stones to one of these. So depending on how your knife was made is the angle. They call it something different, but I call it angle, because on this thing you've got little depth charges or angles. So you got 30, 25, 20, and 15. So it took me a while to find this one. I still didn't find it correctly, so this is a good thing for my house. I wouldn't take this out to the field. Would I throw this in one of my kits? Probably not, unless it was my last resort. I mean, honestly, it's cool. Now these I've been using for a little bit, and I just can't seem to get my knife sharp enough, which is kind of weird because I used to be able to get my knife sharp enough, but now it's, you know, it's hit or miss whether I can. Now I used an old Boy Scout knife most of the time with this thing, so I forgot that, and I forgot the oil. So I'm back. I got some oil, kind of. It's my own little special concoction. It's called transmission fluid. I didn't have any oil. I didn't want to use my Harley oil, so I could use transmission fluid. I figured if it's good enough for my transmissions, why couldn't I use it for a little honing oil? Alright, so obviously this is a sharpening stone. It's got two sides, coarse and fine. And I've had it for, I don't know, probably 40, 50 years. I don't believe this was my father's. I believe I picked it up when I was in the military. So, okay. Maybe 35 years. Anyway, I haven't given up on this auger bit. I mean, I made that little fixture. So, we're going to talk about sanding or sharpening today. So, because everything I have seems to be dull. So, the best thing that you could use is something that you're comfortable with that works. For me, it's a sharpening stone. It's a little heavy, but I've moved on to carrying a file too, so it is what it is. But I'm going to show you guys the correct way to find like the bevel on this. When I was talking before, I say it's angle, but they talk about getting the right angle for the bevel. So this is actually very sharp right now. So how sharp should you sharpen your knives? Should they be razor sharp? It's up to you. It's what you want, you know. This isn't a me thing. This is me showing you how thing. Okay, so this one, I want it to be able to cut rope. Okay. You probably haven't seen this one before. I keep it in my hiking pack. You know, one of my friends asked me, he said, "Why do you have so many packs?" A few packs, a few different types, because they're set for different things. Like I have an everyday carry, which doesn't have hardly any of my 10Cs. I have that in another pack, which has all the minimum 10Cs that I can throw in my everyday carry. Then I have my 3-day pack, which is used for obviously 3 days. It's my hiking pack, it's my Mission 22 pack. And none of them really have containers or cover in them. So I have my medium Alice pack that has every bit of cover and containers with it. So the rest of the 10Cs are on my OB, which that's all I brought today. This and my gut bucket. But we're going to talk about that gut bucket too. So what I want to do is make sure this thing cuts straight. And I'm just trying to measure for 12 inches and cut it. And it seemed to do very well. The other thing is grab a piece of wood and see if you can make how easy that is. It's going through like pretty well for me. And it's up to you. If it's not going through enough, all you gotta do is sharpen. So, like I said, this one's very good. So the reason for my gut bag is I figured out that I'm carrying tape, Gorilla Tape, cordage, I forgot what was on the other sides. And my fire starting kit. Anything I use out here, I think I got a chisel in there. I got a mess of rope that we got to fix. It's just little things. So all that could be thrown in a side pack. Anyway, I'm just trying to measure these like 12 inches. So this is the one that I sharpened earlier, but it didn't cut as well as I wanted to. And this has got 2 different blades on it. So I'm going to make this one probably a little sharper than this one, because I want to use it to do precision, you know, woodworking. So I'm going to do coarse side first, and I'm not going to bore you with you sitting here watching me sharpen a knife for 10 minutes or however long I'm going to take. You know, I can't get comments. I can't get, I don't see likes. I don't see, even if I have, assuming I get likes, I don't see if any of my, if I have subscribers or who they are. So I'm trying to figure that out, but I'm not really worried about it. I just happened to see a video on it. So if you can't figure out what your angle is, just run the knife. If it runs too smooth and it starts spreading the oil out, you're too low of an angle. So what I do is I just try to feel for it, and then after you get your angle, I mean, you could even practice on a block if you wanted. Once you feel it, you see I'm coming down towards me. There is lots of things on the internet. So this is the way I learned in the Boy Scouts. But the problem with that is, unless you've been doing this a long time and you can figure out that here's my angle that I need to be at, that's where you need to be. So I was using that first one I showed So once you get a feel for it, just keep the same angle. One of the problems that people have, including me, I made this mistake many times, is I couldn't get my knife sharpened enough because I was going too steep of an angle. But you'll get a feel for it, and if you get a feel for it like I did wrong on this one, you'll learn your lesson. So I want to try to make, what I try to do is 15 to 20. You want to do like the same number on each side. Sometimes I do 5, sometimes I do 10. It's just however you are. But the point is you want to keep this blade here the same amount of metal on this side as the same amount of metal on this side, so it keeps centered. Now this thing's pretty sharp now. Let me get my stick. So it's better. It's still not as sharp as I want. So these two folding knives, this one goes on my motorcycle, and the orange one goes, like I said, in my hiking pack. Instead, I brought more tables over. I had to. All this today. So that's how you would sharpen a knife. So now I want to go into more of a fixed blade knife. Now this one came alone. I actually paid $10 for that. So these two came together. So that's actually a throwing hatchet. And same way with this, I just worked at it. Even though this is serrated, I just worked at this and sharpened it. So this one, I did the same thing. So I ended up taking, because I was getting frustrated with my black knife on the angle, taking just this and making my own angle. You know, do what you need to do, but just practice, because out in the field you don't want to do this. Like obviously I said before, I would not be taking this out. This is what I would have. And it does okay. But it's okay. But it doesn't match up my stone. My stone and ore. Anyway, a few other things. I'm going to get these hatchets out of the way. So, this is just, like I said, a survival hatchet that came with this one. Saying, hey, you sharpen all these the same way, you know? This one needs to be sharpened. Oops. This one's okay. They're throwing axes, so they don't have to be sharp unless you're using them for cutting wood too, like I do with this one, so I'll sharpen that one. That's what I'm doing today. You know, find the angle, and you can pretty much feel it better with an axe, because you know it'll be, oh, okay, that evens out, and that's where I need to be, you know. Now I just did the coarse side on that one. I haven't even hit the fine side on my black pocket knife. Same thing. Now this one's not that bad, but I'm going to go ahead and touch it up. So, like I said, same thing with the hatchets and axes. If your hatchet's really bad, like this one is, it's been sitting, you know, on top of a tarp, on top of a garden for 2 years, because that's where it got left. You do this the same way on the file, by knowing your angle. So you basically put it up. Here, there's my angle. And here's some things about, like we had the stones, everybody's just going one way. You could do it circular. You can go back and forth. All you're doing is taking a burr off that metal. Here, it's the same thing. You want to keep this firmly planted, like you kept that firmly planted. I didn't really discuss it, but since I've been doing this for so long, I'm comfortable running it in my hand. But I kept my hand steady. So that was my walking stick that this knife goes in. So, I mean, I have different bags, I have different uses for bags. Like, you know, my EDC is not really anything survival, but it's got all my meds in it that I need. You know, it's got flashlights, different, it's, like I said, it's got meds in it. I got stuff for my nose, allergies, headaches, you name it, I got it in there. Bites. So I'm already seeing a nick, getting all that rust off. Probably already sharper. So this one, I'm having a little issue with. Oh, files. I didn't know that this bastard file, I've always been going back and forth. It's a one-way file, only cuts one way. So you're wasting your energy to go back and forth. Unless you're in a situation where you can't get it steady. But we're not in that situation. I'm trying not to get it on my blue pants. Yeah, I try to wear cargo pants because, well, they have the pockets, deep pockets, and always get the button-up cargo pants, because if you're out in the field and your zipper goes, you can't sew it back. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sharpen these up. Actually, there is one more. So, we're actually going to go over to where I'm going to chop this wood up. This is a new axe. Used it a couple of times. This is an old axe. You remember me taking the handle off and putting this one on, and I didn't cut this off. I don't really care. But this thing I sharpened with a file before, and I could feel the burrs. But I'm going to see how they chop first, and then we're going to see how they chop after I sharpen the one. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you, I was going to try this, and you guys have, I call it strapping, but it's called stropping. So the idea is to put this on your foot, and you run your knife across there, and it's supposed to, and angle doesn't matter that much, I hear. I mean, I could be wrong. This is something I wanted to try, and so I don't think I have the right belt. It just doesn't feel right. The right one I have, I use, so I don't really want to get rid of that one. But I'm going to run over to the wood pile, and or actually wood on the property line. With this log, about last year. A lot of people wonder why I live where I live. Look behind me. That's what I have to look at every day. It sucks. So anyway, I'm going to try to split some of this off of it. It didn't even go in. There we go. Got it. Alright. So, that's that one. And it got really windy because that one went down a little further. Could be because I made it to have a longer handle, but you see how good that one goes in. So that's new. Few wax on it, but I'm gonna go sharpen this, and I'm gonna try to get this little nick out. Always having a problem. This one sat like on a tarp. That's why I replaced the handle, but I wanted to salvage this. Thought I lost it, so I went and bought another one. And then when I found it, I'm so used to it. Just the weight, it's 4 ounce, 4.5 inches. So anyway, we're gonna go sharpen this up and see what happens. Maybe we'll get further through that one. That's my goal. But that's a good axe. I mean, you can see I shortened it a little bit, just a hair, so it'll fit better in the pack. So I'm back. I ended up, this thing was so bad, I ended up putting it on my sander. I want to get some smaller grit for that. But anyway, while I'm doing this, these are my 2 tomahawks. Okay, they're not in a tomahawk. Where's my tomahawk? Oh, it's right here. So this is my tomahawk and my 2 throwing axes. Very, very cool. This one, just the point is very, very sharp. But I'm going to sharpen them up later. The only other axe I didn't discuss is the axe that it's like the same thing, you know, with like the hatchet with this. I keep that in my hiking pack just in case. It's lightweight. It's got this awesome case for it, wherever it is. So very, very, very lightweight, very cool. So I use that one, maybe never. But this one I use around the camp a lot. I'm going to start using this one too because I want to get used to it. The only other thing that I didn't really show you to sharpen was the Boy Scout type knives. You know, it's got a, you can get it open, can opener, bottle opener, this nail thing. And a leather punch. But yeah, always, I can't get that can opener out. I'm gonna have to work on that. Oh, there's the nail thing. There we go. Anyway, you've seen them. This is where I learned, and this is what my mistake was, assuming every other knife was like this one, the same angle. See, that doesn't hardly cut. But I might not have to sharpen this if this one comes in, right? No, it didn't cut it. Think one of these is going to cut it. Probably not. This is just a regular multi-tool. I have sharpened this, I can see. Yes, that will. Yeah, I did sharpen this one. So that's how you know. But I keep these in my LBE, but I'm going to get to this one. So basically, I do this until everything is smoothed out. This side looks awful. This side looks okay. But you see where I put it on my grinding or my sander wheel? I didn't get it all the way correct. Like I said, this is my working axe. I'm working on it. So I'm gonna have to go and file all this, and I think I'm gonna have to buy a new file because This bastard file doesn't seem, I'm not calling it names, that's what it's called. It doesn't seem to be working very good. This is my father's. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And everything today was all about cutting cord, you know, being able to cut tape. How sharp do you want your knife? It's just a matter of your preference, you know. I think what I remember is, you know, the sharper the knife, the quicker it dulls. I seem to remember that from growing up, but or in the military or something. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to sharpen this chisel now, since I did mention it. So on this side, all you want to do is go down with a file, and you're looking for burrs, like the same thing right there as you would a knife. Oop. So I'm going to go down, and I'm going to try to see if this will work in another log. But that's what you do there. You just keep going. You know, I might clean this up if I can get it to get sharpened or get sharp. So in this one, my file is too small, or too big, so I can't get in there like I need to. So I'm just trying to get all the burrs off the bottom there. I mean, these are things you're going to run into. The other one, so that's that blade. The other one is this blade. So basically you want to get yourself level and just keep pulling back, and you should be able to take the burrs off of that one. Like this one's got this little burr, so I'll just hit it with the file real quick. But that's what I want, is those burrs, because that's what's going to cut. So you see, again, I was going up and I don't think it was doing anything. I could do this, but like I said, it exerts a lot of energy. That one piece is further down, but it's got a lot of burrs on it. So anyway, that's how you sharpen things. I got these logs from before. I just want everybody to be safe. I want everybody to understand that the end is coming, you know, and everybody says the end is near, but some of the prophecy hasn't been met, so it's not going to happen yet. In the meantime, the world will get in your way. We know Putin is crazy, so he could be working on his attack to Jerusalem. Who knows? But you know, at any time they can knock out our power, and we're in the dark. That's why this little bit of survival training, or whatever you want to call it, is going to help you. It's going to save you. Showed you, I mean, the 10 C's. I've showed you the 5 C's. I mean, water, shelter, fire, food. That's what you want to know how to do. Now, am I good at all of it or any of it? No. You know, I'm pretty good at making a fire. I'm decent at sharpening a knife. You know, but it's important to even have these tools. And I didn't bring it again on cutting day. I have to show you this bow saw that I bought. I've mentioned it a couple times and never really brought it out. We're gonna cut up some logs with that. I got some fresh logs that the other day, last week. So anyway, take care, train, learn this stuff. You know, if whatever skill you bring to a community, you're going to be known for that thing. I'm going to be known for that crazy guy that is ranting about YouTube videos. Or actually, I don't rant about anything because I don't rant. You know, talking about YouTube videos and just normal survival skills, like what you would need. I did throw my other tarp back. It got real windy and rainy, and I had it set. I didn't show this, but I had it set to collect water. Well, it got too rainy and collected too much water and really bowed, and this thing was all pulled around and had to fix that. But that's the first time in 5 months that I've actually had a problem, because I've been moving my shelter so much, so you know, but that's the first time I've had a problem with weather that I put something up. It just wasn't put up right. Partly because of this tree that's right here. I can't get the tarp taut, so I'm going around through this tree. Anyway, God bless you. I'm gonna try to do fishing poles next time. What do they call them? Poor man's rods or something. So until then, God bless you, and I'll see you later.